What's up, guys? Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are probably asking yourselves, wait a minute, Nash, didn't you just post a video already today? I did. But here's the thing. So, not long after the new episode of WWE LFG aired, the ban list had dropped. And this comes out of the heels of YCS Houston that we just had today and yesterday. Um, Konami actually took to social media today and said that the ban list would drop the moment the YCS Houston finals would come to a close, and because that it did, we have the ban list. Now, I haven't seen the ban list yet. I don't know what to expect. I know that Fiend Smith is still running rampant. So I'm sort of expecting that deck to get hit. I'm expecting Cashier to get hit. Ryziel is definitely another deck that needs to get hit. But other than that, I mean, there's really no telling what other cards we could expect. So let's get down to it, kicking things off with the cards that are forbidden, meaning you cannot use them anymore. Shout out to YG organization. And looking at the first, and looking at the cards that are being forbidden, we have Abyss Dweller, Bahamut Shark, Link Decoder, and Nightmare Griffin. Oh my god. Wow. Abyss Dweller. Okay. Dweller makes sense because of the fact that it prevents the opponent from pulling off any combos that involve the graveyard. And it basically ensures that your opponent really doesn't really get to do a whole lot. So I kind of understand why they chose to choose Dweller to be banned. Bahamut Shark, you know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Bahamut Shark is a card that can help bring out cards like Totally Awesome and pretty much like any of the like Xyz armor cards that are in the action X. So that's actually kind of funny. Link Decoder obviously is a way to help Link climb into cards like Access Code Talker and Firewall Dragon of Dark Fluid Terahertz. So that makes sense. And then Nightmare Griffin, that one is completely unexpected. I did not expect Konami to hit Nightmare Griffin, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they did hit Nightmare Goblin and Nightmare Mermaid mere months after their after their initial release. So it makes sense. It makes sense for those cards to get hit. Griffin on the other hand, kind of crazy, but it is a way to I think it bounces cards back to the hands or some of that. I actually have my binders right here, and I'm gonna take a look and see what the card does. So I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I am back, and I actually do have a copy of Nightmare Griffin. Obviously, it's a rare from Genesis Impact, but the effect reads as followed: If this card is linked summon, you can discard one card, target a spell or trap in your grave, set it to your field, but it cannot be activated this turn. Then if this card was co-linked when this effect was activated, you can draw a card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Special summon monsters on the field cannot activate their effects unless they are linked. So interestingly enough, this card can help bring out so many different back row cards, including including cards like Forbidden Droplet, cards like Imperm, evenly matched. Even also cards like skill drain is another really good example. So Nightmare Griffin I can totally understand. Now for the cards that are going to be limited to one, meaning that will be limited, meaning you can only use one copy. And oh my god, Konami, what the fuck are you doing to us? Oh my god. Think about this, guys, okay? The cards that will be limited to one. Bestial Druid Worm, Dimension Shifter, Mathmech Circular, Masterpiece, the True Draco Slain King. What the fuck, Konami? Why? Why is Masterpiece coming back? It makes no sense. The card is literally a cancer to society. Bringing back Masterpiece is like bringing back Mystic Mind. It is a horrible, a very horrible decision. Horrible decision. Ryziel Detonator, Bonfire, Brilliant Fusion, Crossout Designator, and Triple Tactics Talents. Okay, Druid Worm I get. Bestial Druid Worm is a crazy card. It literally searches. It is a search. It banishes cards from either grave to bring itself out. It's a crazy card. I get it. Dimension Shifter. This is something that players have been clamoring for a very long time. Just because of the fact that it's basically a hand trap version of Darklaw. That's literally all it is. So it makes sense. Circular, players have been wanting that to get hit for so long. Masterpiece is a bit of a stretch, because I feel like with this card back in the format, there are so many decks that can abuse this card, including decks like Blue Eyes, Dragon Ruler, Kashtira is definitely another deck that can abuse it. Yubel is another possibility. Ryziel is another one. There are just so many decks that can abuse it, and it's not a good thing. Not a good thing, people. Ryziel Detonator, I think that's the spell, if I remember correctly. So it makes sense for that card to get limited to one. Bonfire, I'm not surprised. I mean, Snake Eye Rescue Ace is still a pretty crazy deck to deal with, so it makes sense. Brilliant Fusion is pretty funny. Crossout Designator is also kind of funny, because I think it's also limited to one on Master Duel. so that's kind of funny. And then Triple Tactics Talent definitely needed to get hit. I mean, it's literally Pot of Greed, Snatch Steal, and Confiscation rolled into one dangerous card. I mean, not much else to say about that. Now for the cards that are semi-limited, meaning you can only use two, and I'm not so sure about this one. I'm being honest, I'm not so sure about this one. Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, Exit Ryziel, Ice Ryziel, Malice Dormouse, Malice White Rabbit, Morphine Jar, Snake Eye Ash, Snake Eye Poplar, Sword Ryziel, Malice in Underworld, Unchained Soul of Shavara, and White Dragon Wyvern Burster. Let's be real, with both the black and white dragons back up at 2, Dragon Links are definitely going to be making their way back into the format. Snake Eye is still going to be very powerful with Ash and Poplar at 2. Morphine Jar is kind of funny because of the fact that it can be used in decks like Dark World, and even also in Exodia Turbo deck. So that's kind of funny. The three Ryziel cards being semi-limited, it really does nothing. It really does nothing. I mean, what's the point? Like, I feel like if they were to have banned Detonator and banned Ice Ryziel, the deck would still be fine. The deck would be perfect, would be perfectly balanced, and it wouldn't be as powerful as it is now. So kind of a dumb one. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think we're still gonna be we're still gonna be dealing with Snake Eyes. So this was a bit of a dumb one, and a dumb idea on Konami's end. But now we move into the worst, the dangerous of them all, cards that are now off the ban list, meaning you can use 3 copies. I'm scared. I don't even know what the fuck to expect. There are so many cards currently banned. A lot of them could come off the list at any time, and it would be okay just because of the fact that the games are so quick. There's no point in playing them. So let's find out. First one up, Cyberjar. Okay, Cyberjar. In my opinion, I feel like Cyberjar is like okay. I mean, you really. If there is a deck in the current format that can abuse Cyberjar, then I mean it is what it is. But other than that, I mean it's like whatever. Danger Jackalope to 3, which is very funny. Tsuchinoko to 3, which is very funny. Ava to 3, which is funny. Perform How Monkey Board to 3 is funny. Oh my god. Okay, so the dangers are back in full force. Are back in full force. Pepe, pendulum magician with monkey board to 3 is now back at full strength. Danger Thunder Dragon could potentially make its way back into the format, which is very funny. And then Drytron is a deck that abused Ava like it was no one's business. So that could definitely make its way into the format. Honestly, I'm a bit. I honestly don't know how to explain it, nor do I know how to describe how I feel about this. But I can honestly say that they barely touched any of the decks. They barely touched any of the decks whatsoever. They basically brought back Snake Eye to back to full power. They brought Drytron back. They brought Masterpiece Turbo, which was a very powerful strategy when Masterpiece was legal at 3. They brought back they basically brought back full powered Pepe. They basically kept Ryziel. Malice is still out there. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Konami made a massive mistake with this ban list, but at the same time, we just wrapped up YCS Houston just today. So at this point now, it's hard to say what cards we could get hit on the next ban list, which probably won't be until I want to say possibly late August, maybe either late August or like mid September. That's like about the best we can expect. So I will say, I will say, I think Konami made a big mistake with this one. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this ban list, and do you think Konami actually made a mistake, or were these the right decision on their end? let me know down in the comments below. And that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more ban list reveals in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.